If you are looking for a last-minute Christmas gift, of course, I always recommend my own books, but this is a really cool one, Locked Down, Locked Out, Why Prison Doesn't Work and How We Can Do Better, book published by BK, by Barrett Kohler, by Maya Schenwar. And Maya is on the line with us. Maya, welcome to the program.
Thanks so much, Tom.
Thanks for joining us. I should add, Maya is the editor-in-chief over at Truthout.org, where every day of the week we publish a column. And this is her new book. Truthout.org would be the website. Maya, tell us about the book. What inspired you to write this?
Well, it was a couple of parallel threads. So I've been reporting on issues surrounding prison for the past decade. But simultaneously, my sister has been incarcerated on and off for the past 9 years. And so while I've been writing and editing and commissioning stories on this subject, I've had this kind of personal interaction with the system going on in the background. And anyone who knows a little bit about the criminal justice system knows that families are very intimately impacted by that system if a loved one is involved. And so I wrote this book to kind of bring those strands together, in addition to bringing in the personal stories of a lot of people that I've corresponded with within prisons over the past 9 years.
What are the things that you learned as a consequence of your reporting and your personal experience that either contradict conventional wisdom or that, in your opinion, most people who don't have a relative in prison or have never had any interaction with the prison industrial complex wouldn't know?
Well, I think that the main thing that I want to communicate through this book is that our experiment with mass incarceration isn't just a failure in terms of the fact that we incarcerate so many people or that the drug war was founded on false pretenses. It's just that prison does not keep us safe. We are sending millions of people to prison, and then we're sending them right back. 66% of people within 3 years of being released from prison are then coming back to prison or at least being rearrested. And so this system that we're inducting people into is really a cycle. It's not a correction. It's not a redemption. It's kind of a magnetic force that just reels people back in, basically teaches people to be in prison. I also, I think, want to communicate to people that this system is not one that teaches people to kind of reintegrate into society, as it's sometimes portrayed. And instead, what it does is it cuts people's bonds with society. It cuts people's bonds with their families, with the people who will motivate them to turn their lives around, if indeed their lives need to be turned around. For a lot of people in prison, they're arrested because of their race or because of a disability or because of a lot of other things. But for people who are actually incarcerated for things that have harmed people, the motivation for changing comes from other people, and incarceration chops people off from the very things that would motivate a turnaround.
That's a remarkable analysis and insight. We're talking with Maya Schenwar, the author of the new book, Locked Down, Locked Out, and Why Prison Doesn't Work and How We Can Do Better. Maya, we have more people in prison, both on a per capita basis and in absolute numbers, than any country in the world. You could argue that all of North Korea is a prison, but in terms of their prisons, we actually have more people in prison than they do. Why is that? When did this start, and how do we reverse it?
Well, I wish that I could answer that in 1 or 2 sentences, but what I will say is that the prison system in the United States is unique, and mass incarceration in this country is really a system of social control, and in particular of racial social control and anti-Black social control, stemming all the way back to slavery. And in many ways, the prison system has become a way to funnel people into this system of control that has replaced slavery, then replaced Jim Crow, really, as Michelle Alexander illustrates in her book. And I think that the drug war is really just the latest incarnation of this type of control. So people are being arrested, oftentimes not just, I would go beyond the analysis of racial profiling. It's more of just a many, many tentacled racial system in which people are arrested, not just because it's expected that Black people will commit crimes, but because they're Black. This is a system where we're warehousing people of color, and by extension, often we're warehousing poor people of all races as well. And so we have to kind of step back in terms of viewing prison as a solution for social problems and think about what actually are the problems that we're dealing with. Even thinking beyond crime as a word that kind of prompts our thoughts on justice, and think about what problems is society facing and how can we deal with them at the level of what those problems are, as opposed to assuming that prison is a solution for everything from drug possession to murder, because prison has become this system of social control that we can't really extract the two. And so I think that in many ways what's necessary to get out of that cycle is just a radical rethinking of what the actual problems are that we're dealing with.
Increasingly, for anybody to succeed in America, they have to have a reasonable credit score and a clean record. Mm-hmm. And going to prison destroys both. And right. I'm curious your thoughts on how much of this is a system of control based on race versus how much of this might be a system of control based. Whoa! I just dropped my off the phone line here.
Oh,
okay.
I'm still here.
But you're still here. Okay, great. And how much I've got to move this mouse. and how much of it is a system of social control based on class?
Well, I think that they intersect so strongly that it's impossible to kind of extract one or the other. And I think that happens at every single level of the criminal justice system. So, for example, just right when a person is arrested, regardless of whether they've been arrested, and often the arrest is heavily influenced by race, well, oftentimes the person will go to jail. And then the question becomes, is a bail set? Is a bail amount set? And then can the person pay bail? Can their family post bail in order to get them out at that very first step? Well, what is that? That's a question of money. If you can't pay bail, you're staying in jail. That determines your incarceration at that point.
Right.
Now,
so there's a class system built right into the moment after the arrest.
Exactly, immediately. And then beyond that, whether or not you can post bail often determines whether or not you'll be sentenced to prison.
Right.
Because it's so much easier to fight a conviction from the outside.
Right. Plus you can afford a good lawyer. I mean, there's that issue too. Maya Schenwar. Maya, we're out of time, but the book is Locked Down, Locked Out. It is brilliant. I strongly recommend it to everybody watching. Maya, you have done a great work with this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tom.
Great having you on. And truthout.org, Maya's website.